Kicking things off for hour 2 is Cody Rhodes, and has Samantha Irvin do double duty here, announcing him as the winner of the 2023 and 24 Royal Rumble. Cody says, we all need an escape, and this is where he talks about the fans getting him through on Saturday, and is about to make the WrestleMania main event official when Seth Rollins interrupts, shakes Cody's hand. I mean, on this show of all shows where we do the guy is hurt legit and we're going to do the big injury angle, I couldn't help but watch this and just immediately go back to this guy's torn pec and Rollins destroying him on Raw the Monday after.
Well, they put a lot past them. They've been through a lot. Rollins is a different person now.
Yeah, they've done the house show loop together, so it's water under the bridge. He tells Cody, if you choose Reigns, you're making a mistake. You should fight me instead. And I give Cody a lot of credit. He had to have like the same confused look on his face for about 10 minutes here as Seth Rollins put out his case. And they kept cutting to Cody, who had to look like, I've never thought of this as an option ever. This is so bizarre that you're telling me this. And the man just had to have this look for the whole promo. And the crowd is chanting, no, no, no. I mean, just a ringing endorsement of this secondary championship. Cody said, Cody, you said that you were the guy, but you're not the guy. And neither is Roman Reigns anymore. I'm the guy. And this title is the title in WWE. The landscape has changed. And I know you've been thinking of Roman Reigns nonstop for the past year, but you're on the road with me. We've seen all these towns and who's headlining all these shows. It's not Roman Reigns. It's me. People were sick of Roman Reigns. That's why this title was created. This title is for us, by us. And now we have a new name for this championship, the FUBU World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. And we don't have to pretend that Roman Reigns is God anymore. We don't need Roman Reigns at all. That's the Hollywood title, the Hogan title for posers. Now, was this just him like going from Hollywood to Hogan? Because this felt like a very unnecessary dig just at Hulk Hogan out of nowhere by Seth Rollins, the self-professed Hulkamaniac here.
Has he professed himself to be a Hulkamaniac?
Oh, he was last week. They were doing the anniversary thing, and they did something with Rollins. He was on the Daniel Cormier interview. He was there, like promoting the Hulkamania thing. So right? I don't think this was him deliberately jabbing Hogan. I mean, there's plenty of wrestlers that I think would more than volunteer to take a shot at Hogan, but I don't know if Seth is one of them. He says this, and this is the title you don't have to politic for. And he says, do you want the poser title? Or do you want the Dusty Rhodes title, the workhorse title, the blue collar championship, which was nice that he was actually decked out here to back that.
Yes.
And says, but I know this isn't about Dusty. It's about you. And all I ask is that you think about it. What kind of a man do you want to be? Do you want to be a poser or do you want to follow in your father's footsteps? No pressure. Cody says, I have a lot of respect for you, Seth. And I didn't imagine we'd be talking about this. And I'll think about it. And that's how the segment ended. So, man, a lot on Cody's mind here.
I think this presented a really interesting scenario. And they have pushed Cody versus Roman now for like a year and a half. Like we've been involved in this storyline. And Cody has specifically avoided challenging for Rollins' title this entire year because we all know that the story ends with Cody beating Roman Reigns specifically for that championship. The championship he says his father never got. And they went as far as to have Cody point directly at Roman Reigns at the end of the Royal Rumble last night. But Punk's injury changes everything. And they did not know about CM Punk's injury when they had Cody point to Roman Reigns at the end of the Royal Rumble. So whether or not this was just a misdirection to, serve up this sort of a decision story from Cody, it's suddenly a lot more of a realistic possibility than it was, 48 hours ago. Because if you're the WWE, you have several cards on the table, several major cards on the table. Even if CM Punk is not there, you still have The Rock. You have The Rock versus Roman Reigns. You have Cody versus Roman Reigns as well. But if you have The Rock and Roman Reigns, you have Seth Rollins who needs an opponent, you have a Cody Rhodes. What's the best what's the best way to maximize your value with all of those pieces? I think everybody watching this, like you heard it, doesn't want the possibility of Cody not having that Roman Reigns match. But if the creative is strong enough, and it's going to take some really strong creative, they might actually attempt to try to convince the audience that Seth versus Cody might be a better way to go. And again, it's going to require a lot of heavy lifting from both guys. And I thought Rollins did a great job tonight. Like, if there was, like, this is a monumental task to ask a babyface to try to convince them that the year and a half long program that they've been building to and that we're approaching the finish line for is to suggest that they're going to change it. And I thought Rollins did a great job. But again, Punk's injury changes everything. So I'm just saying it's possible.
I don't throw out any ideas because everything's been thrown up in the air with this Punk injury. There's it totally makes sense. If you have the commitment of The Rock, you could make the argument you should be doing that regardless. That's there. But if for some reason The Rock is not there and you've got to play with the pieces you have here, you've also introduced the idea of doing Cody going for both, where it's faces Seth night one, winner gets Reigns the next night. You have a viable Cody Reigns rematch, or you tease Reigns and Rollins the second night, and you can even promote it as like winner take all with the championships.
Interesting. Okay.
If you have Rock out of the equation and you've got to play with the players that you have at your disposal.
Now, if The Rock is not available, should you not just go for Roman versus Cody and have Drew versus Rollins or Gunther versus Rollins, just to kind of like create a few more top spots for several guys rather than having 3 people only take up those spots?
I guess you look at it of like what they think is the biggest match for that first night. Like, the trouble is, like, Seth and Drew is like, there's a story there, absolutely, but they've
done the match.
It's sort of like we've done it on TV by this point as well. We just did it a month ago. And again, there's the whole question mark with Drew as well. Like, so there's a lot of calculus that I would say that goes into this. But I mean, yes, if you have the Rock option, that is certainly, like, as we had said, an embarrassment of riches. And now you might be one guy down, and you can shift shift your plans, and this is going to be a very big set of shows for the company regardless. But it was a very strong segment here. I thought Seth was great, and it looks like they are going to draw this out further with where they're going. And like, can we even say like they have a definitive plan locked at this point?
So much of it I think depends on The Rock, doesn't it? Right. I'm saying,
like, everything that went down last week, I mean, that could very much affect things with Dwayne Johnson. I mean, he is the guy. Let's remember, he has to be out there promoting the UFL, and you're already on this board of directors and you're pushing Mania. It's like he will be in a lot of he's going to be out in the public eye, and by default, like, he is going to become like the spokesman for this company, that this lawsuit is going to be major news. At least it is now.
It's so interesting how so much connects together. Obviously everything connects together, but like the idea that like we're past the Rumble and the main event for WrestleMania could still be several different options because of a numerous amount of factors, including injuries to CM Punk and everything going on with Vince McMahon. It just makes this run up to Mania maybe that much more interesting.